seen once you get, you know, the points selected, that as you move them out, they start lining up a little bit more like squares. So that's pretty much what we need to do then. You know, get the two rows and see how I start stretching them in that direction, and then it spreads out the texture a little bit better. And let's do the third row. You see it starts really much nicer, so it's, you know, better placement. Let's see what happens on the other side. The other side has kind of the same problem, you know, especially on this area over here. So let's try. See how this works out. I'm not looking at this, I'm just focusing on this part over here. It looks a little better. See, I'm just trying to put this, make sure these read as squares. Let's do it here. You know, that's kind of okay, and those are somewhat okay. Then this just need a little bit more distribution. You see, that's what we need to do. Okay. There's some pinching here happening. We have a triangular shape over there on the geometry, which is not ideal. Let's see how we can fix that. It's going to be difficult because then as we drag one, the other one also responds. Let's see if we can smooth those over there. Let's see what we get if we smooth them. Tool, smooth. Let's see. Still gets a little bit of distortion. That's a little better. That's better. It will just require a little bit of tweaking here and there until you have something that looks decent enough. For these guys over here, this is what I would suggest doing. These guys, these cylindrical shapes over here. What I would do is pretty much, first of all, I would try relaxing those points. And let's go on UV mode. And let's make a selection of those points over there. This one is over here. Let's see the results over here. On the top, it doesn't look that bad, but you see how the sides are all warped. We can try relaxing them to see what happens. We're smoothing them, you know, let's see. It somewhat helps, you know, so I would say we can keep some of that and then kind of manually go with the move tool, tweak them a little bit. You know, that might give you better placement. Oops. You know, until you get less distortion. Okay, look at the difference between, you know, that and this over here. You know, it looks much better. So that's one way to do that, and then you do the same for these. You can also cut them off and try another cylindrical approach with that. Once you're done, that you have are satisfied with the results. No stretching, you know, just make sure that you scale that down and fit it inside that, oops, all of them, inside that default texture area, okay? That way, that's the positive quadrant where the default texture is going to go, so that's where it needs to be. Make sure you scale it uniform from the center, not like this, because then you will be stretching it. So make sure you scale from the very center, and you know, scale it as much as you can. You can also rotate it if you want to make it, you know, longer, you know, in the other direction, or diagonal, you know, as you wish. And that will be one coordinate template for one item on your scene. The same technique can be used for the other shoulder pad. Okay, I would say these are very similar shapes, so I would say I would just try another different geometry. But you know, the technique it will be pretty much the same.